we're back. This is Elliot and Jose coming to you from Dreamland Comics in Schaumburg, Illinois. Thank you for joining us here on CCW TV, the Comic Culture Warrior video channel. Man. I need to put this behind me. This is what I need to do. This is kind of closing the book on this whole issue. One of the most highly viewed, most viewed, and most commented on videos that we did in this season was the conversation that we had about Ultimates. Avi participated in that.
Ultimate
Avengers number 5, with the alleged rape of the Wasp and all this other kind of stuff. And we even went back. We revisited this a bit when we talked about Nemesis and other issues. So let's close the book on this first by taking a look at Ultimate Avengers number 6, which came out a few months ago.
No.
2 months ago?
Last week.
This came out last week?
Yeah, and then this came out this week.
Oh.
Because this was already done. Like, they've been waiting for this.
I see.
They were waiting for that.
So by the time this comes out, it'll be at least 2 weeks. But in any case. We wanted to see this whole resolution of the whole Red Skull thing. Lots of discussion about the Red Skull went on the blog, on the channel. The whole thing about was the Wasp raped or not?
Or was it political torture?
Was it political torture or not? Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Well, we have the... Oh! Now I know why this book bothered me so much. It just hit me. Oh my God. We talk so much about Mark Millar being derivative...
Yeah.
He ripped off the ending to fucking Flash Gordon in this movie. The Flash Gordon movie. Mm-hmm. Remember how Flash Gordon kills Ming the Merciless? Mm-hmm. I remember seeing that and going, that is the most anticlimactic ending I've ever seen. Folks, he does the same thing in this book. I mean, not the exact...
But he does top it because what doesn't happen in the Flash Gordon movie is Ming the Merciless apologizes and makes up some kind of bullshit story about how I'm sorry about everything. Flash Gordon, I really just wanted to be your best friend.
I wanted us to be family. So there's the big, the big ending, the big fight. Captain America crash lands a jet as the Avengers are fighting the Red Skull, who has a cosmic cube. I still don't understand how he does this, because according to the way I understood it,
the plane crashes.
Yeah, the plane
pieces are breaking off.
Yeah, so the plane is crashed. And then somehow, some way, after it's been crashed, we get...
He programs the coordinates, and then
the thing comes back up and flies it. Or he had 2 jets. Could be the thing I'm thinking. He had 2 jets running at the same time.
And he wasn't in the one?
He wasn't in the other one, or something.
Yeah, maybe.
That's what I'm guessing, but it's not clear in the storytelling.
That's no prize material right there, though.
Yeah, that is no prize material.
No, he was in that one, see?
I don't know. In either case...
You're making excuses for Mark Millar.
I guess I was. So, regardless, he impales the Red Skull with the spear of a fighter jet, and that's the big final confrontation between Captain America and the Red Skull. Because the Red Skull's a real badass, right? And we got to really set up what a badass he is, so that when he fights Captain America, man, this is going to be awesome. It's going to be a great fight. That's in essence the big payoff. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, you have the epilogue.
This is the best part.
The best part.
Best part of all 6 issues.
Where somehow, after having a huge hole in his chest and getting impaled, the Red Skull is still alive in a hospital bed, talking to Nick Fury, and he tells Nick Fury, the only reason I wanted the Cosmic Cube was because I wanted to be a family. I wanted
to go back in time, use the Cosmic Cube to go back in time and make sure that my dad, Steve Rogers, came back from World War II, and that I could grow up as a happy kid and we could be a happy family. Yeah. That's what he wanted the Cosmic Cube for.
Yeah.
So, in 2 panels, Mark Millar expects the reader to now sympathize with the Red Skull and be like, oh my god, that's so fucking tragic. Remember, that's what we talked about last time. Fucking tragedy for the sake of tragedy. This is not tragic. This is bad, lazy storytelling. At no point...
It's contrived. It's incredibly contrived.
At no point in the previous 5 issues of this book did the Red Skull feel any remorse. Was he conflicted about anything, about all the harm that he was doing to everybody? Right. At no point did that come up. But he wants to redeem the character of the Red Skull, so it's even more tragic when the Red Wasp shoots him in the head.
But
he wasn't a bad guy, after all.
Oh no,
he was
misunderstood. He was just misunderstood. That's
epitome of lazy storytelling, right here. I mean, I like to bandy that term around with Bendis a lot, but man, Bendis says nothing on Mark Millar lazy storytelling. Right. This is just ridiculous.
Mark Millar right now, I don't know. It's like he's putting in these twists for the
sake of... And I know you guys don't like us ripping on Mark Millar, but this is what comic books have become. It's such a joke. It's like completely undermining the reader's intelligence.
Right. Well, yeah.
Or their perceived intelligence of some of the readers who read Mark Millar's books.
Because I'm telling you, if anybody on the boards read this and went, oh my god, that was brilliant the way he did that. He gave the Red Skull a soul. He made him the tragic character, and that's how Mark Millar works. He's so brave in trying to make the... Because at one point, everyone was reveling in how deliciously demented the Red Skull is, and now that...
But now how do you feel, how those people feel now that you're just a big pussy in the end?
Yeah, well, it was a big... Yeah, because he was basically wasn't loved by his daddy. That's why he did everything he did. His daddy didn't love him.
It's just ridiculous.
You know, it was pretty ridiculous, and I was really annoyed. I was annoyed because it's not. I mean, why didn't? Let's see, who edited this book?
Because to me, it's like if Mark Millar actually kind of put that stuff in throughout the book, like lay these little pieces down where he was conflicted about what he's doing about killing these people. It was all for the greater purpose of this, but he actually felt remorse for it. Right. That would have made a much more interesting character piece.
Mark Paniccia. I'm sorry, and it's probably someone who I probably want to get to know if I ever want to work for Marvel. But Mark, dude, you should have totally called Mark Millar on this bullshit. You should have said, dude, that's not going to work. You spent all this time making this guy a loathsome, horrible creature. Evil for the sake of being evil. Don't try to make the guy redeemable or in any way sympathetic in 2 pages.
But, I mean, for me, it just felt like you wanted to make him redeemable, and then the next page, you get shot. So you want to give you the 1-2 punch.
The 1-2.
I think that he was thinking, this is so clever. Yeah. I'm going to get them back on my side, and then, I'm going to do this to them.
Right. Could have been. So, I don't know.
No, I think that's what it was.
This was just really, it was very contrived. For the sake of telling a story, it was very contrived, and I wouldn't be able to, I myself as a writer, wouldn't be able to write that in good conscience and expect people to believe it.
At least Lionel Francis Yu art was kind
of... the artwork was really good.
Compared to the Carlos Pacheco art on that thing.
That Pacheco actually had the really... back to this one real quick. And if you had any doubts that it was just political torture, we revisit...
No, that's somebody else's character.
That's somebody else?
That's somebody else. That's the Black Widow. The Red Wasp was the other one, so more political torture for a different female character.
Yeah, for people getting beat up. Okay. Avengers, Ultimate Avengers 2, issue number 1, introduces the Punisher.
What's this Punisher character all about? I've never heard of him. He's only had 3 movies out in the mainstream.
That's like 2 main series.
Yeah, the Punisher's been around for, 20, 30 years in Marvel continuity. But this is a new Punisher because this is Ultimate. So I wonder what this Punisher's like.
Well, meet the new Punisher. To paraphrase the Who, meet the new Punisher, same as the old Punisher.
Yeah, really drove home that point.
Because Millar spends 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7 pages.
7
without dialogue.
With no dialogue, just showing the Punisher shooting people in different locales. Just, okay, now the Punisher's here, now the Punisher's there. Now
but he didn't shoot the last guy, he brained him.
He brained him, with
the butt of the rifle.
Butt of a rifle.
Or shotgun.
That's like a good 7, if you can count the splash pages, 8 pages of nothing but just the Punisher shooting people. That's it.
I'm glad he set that up because I had no idea what this Punisher was going to be like in the universe.
Because this is actually quite different than the main universe Punisher.
Apparently it is.
Yeah, because in this universe you get to see blood.
No, that's true. But you get to see blood in the Max book too.
Oh, no? Wow.
And swearing in the Max book. This doesn't have swearing.
And then let's go. Then let's keep going because at this point, oh no. Oh, that's right. This Punisher likes to waterboard people.
Yeah.
He will waterboard you. So
because
that makes him different. Oh wait, but doesn't the actual Punisher?
It's too bad that that's kind of like not relevant. Maybe that was relevant 4 years ago when we were torturing people.
And but this Punisher lost his family.
Same as the regular Punisher.
Oh,
that's not true.
Well, I'm already halfway through the book. I'm waiting for something new to show up. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, that's right. This Punisher's not as smart as the other Punisher.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, because this Punisher can be drawn right into a trap where he'll end up getting arrested by Steve Rogers, who's doing a Mission Impossible.
Mm-hmm.
Man! First Flash Gordon in this book, then Mission Impossible in this book. Okay, well, no, this is really. Oh no, now we have the Punisher as Hannibal Lecter, and
you know what else isn't original at all? This fucking
the costume.
That's the same costume that they used in the Punisher War Journal. Ariel Olivetti.
Yeah,
it's the same costume.
Same costume.
They couldn't even be bothered to redesign the costume. What? Talking about being derivative of Mission Impossible, derivative of 30 years of Punisher continuity, ripping off a costume design from Punisher War Journal from 2 years ago.
$3.99 for 22 pages of totally
Oh, but you know what's new? Apparently, Bruce Banner was the original Hulk.
No,
Bruce Banner had a mentor who was also referred to as the Hulk.
And he looks like Luke Cage from this, this type
That's
of
probably who he's going to end up being. He's probably Ultimate Luke Cage. Oh, no, Luke Cage, he was in the low book. I don't know. No, Luke Cage was in the low book. This isn't Luke Cage.
Okay.
But I like the fact that Bruce Banner had a mentor known as the Hulk, so he wasn't the original Hulk.
No. Which they make absolutely no reference to in Ultimates at all.
Yeah, and Mark Millar wrote the first 2 volumes of Ultimates, and nowhere was that ever rewriting his own history.
I mean, to me, what's killing me is that
people are paying $4 a piece
$4,
for these things.
Exactly. You're paying $4 for this. My goodness. What does it take?
Sounds like an old lady right there.
I know. Well, I was going to say something way more blasphemous than that. I had to stop myself. You think that when you give someone some slack, I mean, I really wanted to see, again, back to this. I was saying, as Avi said, the whole revenge fantasy thing with this, you want to have a big payoff at the end. I was waiting to get
another thing that didn't come up in that issue was that Avi was saying, well, maybe the Red Wasp wears a mask because she
was, cut up.
No, but they show her, she looks perfectly fine.
No, she's fine, yeah.
Political torture on my ass.
Yeah, political torture, yeah. So,
just calling bullshit again.
Miller, I'm going to tell you right now, and this is something that I'm guessing is what's going on. And when you write so many books, when you're working on so many different projects and doing so many different things, there really is only so much that you can do. Okay, there is enough of spreading yourself thin, and when you get to that point where I need to finish this book, I need to do this. I mean, Miller has become incredibly derivative in his work, and it's becoming even more and more obvious.
This was the last issue of this series. This was the first issue of this series.
Yeah, I know, but it's like
same verse, same as the first.
Yeah, the last verse, second verse, same as the first. It seems to me Miller is really. He's running on vapor right now.
And he's getting paid for those scripts.
Oh, he's getting paid top dollar.
Yeah.
He's getting paid top dollar for this right now. And folks, I'll say it again, I do not begrudge Mark Millar his marketing, his self-promotion, the fact that he has this tremendous fan base that reads everything he does, okay? I myself, I envy that. But you know what? I wouldn't be able to write those scripts and say, hey, you know what? I gave my fans their money's worth.
Well, it's just funny because we were talking about that like backup thing that he wrote for Turf #1 about how he calls himself out on writing, and it's just he knows that he's doing it, but he's getting away with it.
Yeah. But again, it's because he's writing so many different books. He's writing
this and Nemesis. And Nemesis isn't going to come out anytime soon because we all found out a couple weeks ago that Nemesis #2, Steve McNiven has even started the art on that issue.
Oh goodness, really? Well, they are, yeah. Okay.
So it's on hold indefinitely until they decide. I mean, there was one issue in the can when that book shipped. Yeah. The second, McNiven got sick and wasn't able to even start the second issue. So who knows when that's coming out?
I don't know. He's running on vapor right now. Mark Millar's running on vapors right now. It's like getting those ideas and putting them together. He's just starting to pull too much stuff from other sources already. And
again, this goes back to Marvel editorial when they should there's certain writers who work for them that I think they have carte blanche, and the editorial will never tell you. Right. I'd like to see what Jim Shooter would say if he got this script in mid '80s.
Yeah. Oh no, he would have said, "This has been done. It's been done to death." I mean, don't get me wrong. If you want to show the Punisher shooting people for like 2 pages, fine. That's friggin' 8 pages. That's 8 pages out of a 22-page script. And if I have even an inkling of what the page rate that Mark Millar makes is, I mean, when you talk about page rates in comics, I mean, he essentially wrote 4 panels. Punisher shoots a guy on a loading dock. Punisher shoots a guy on a boat. Punisher shoots a guy here. Punisher shoots a guy there, and he got paid a full page rate for that. That is, if anything,
Lionel Francis Yu probably should have gotten paid Mark Millar's pay and his own pay for drawing those pages for those 8 pages.
Right, because he's doing all the heavy lifting here. He has to pull everything off. I mean, Mark Millar can say, "Well, I wanted to play to use strengths." He wants to draw all this carnage.
Remember back in the day when you can just tell a character's story and set up what a character is like in 1 page, and not take 8 pages?
It's still been done. We've still seen that. We've talked about that. You can take 2 pages and set up a character pretty simply.
Jack Kirby would have done this entire story in 3 pages.
3 pages, yeah.
3 pages. That's exactly how long it would have taken to tell that story for
Hell,
Jack Kirby.
Stan Lee could have done it in one summary, like that. Bam. I don't know. But hey, if you like it, it's more power to you. When we come back, we're going to jump over to something that we liked to clear our palates of the center of the shit sandwich. We hope you join us.